Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Drew, and I'm here today to talk to you guys about the concept of capturing the moment. What do I mean by capturing the moment? I'll tell you, it's so easy to have great ideas or great intentions around an idea or something that you plan to do or something that you thought up that just seems like it might be super creative. And you want to be able to expand on the idea, but you might find that it's a scenario where you don't necessarily have the time to really dive into that thing. Generally I find that it's the entrepreneurs out there that deal with this quite a lot, right? They may have an idea that they want to pursue, but they might already have a core focus. They might already have their lane carved out, but they know that this idea, this something that popped into their head at an unexpected time, all of a sudden can play a key role in continuing to have more and more creative thoughts. But if we find that we take our ideas and we just squish them, we toss them out as useless because we're busy right now, because we're focused on something else right now, because of other reasons, that can actually have a hindrance on our creativity. And as many of you know, when you have something that you want to accomplish and you don't take any action towards it, chances are you're going to lose the momentum and excitement that encompassed you at the moment that you thought of the idea. So why I wanted to share a little bit about this is I think that here in the information age and with so much technology at our fingertips, we have a unique opportunity to be able to capture the moment like never before. Take, for example, you have an idea that comes into your head about something that you want to build or create or invent, right? Maybe you're good with your hands and you're a tinkerer and you know how to create things, and you might be working on a project, but you have an idea about a different project and you say, my goodness, this could be one of my best projects yet, but I don't want to create all these half-built bridges, so I need a way to kind of put this project on ice, or to put this idea on ice. I want to be able to capture it and save it, encapsulate it, keep it for later, so that when time is right or when I have less on my plate, I can go after it. And that's why I think that taking advantage of these moments can be very important to fostering greater creativity. And it can be as simple as grabbing your cell phone when you're feeling particularly charged up about a topic and just make a quick recording, right? Type yourself an email, make a video that expresses what your idea is and what is the thing that you want to accomplish or with that idea, or what is the process by which you would like to pursue that particular path or plan. And the great thing about it is once you capture that moment, it is now protected. It doesn't go stale. It's frozen in time. You can go back later to it and thaw it out. So if you find that you are the type that generates ideas quite a bit or quite frequently, there's a way for you to make sure that you take those moments and make them something that lasts beyond just the period of time that they were swirling around through your head. You want to capture that digitally and make it concrete. Again, you could keep it old school. It doesn't have to be digital. You could write it down. After that, I'd probably take a picture of it and then scan it. But you could write it out digitally. You could take a photo. You could make a voice recording. You could make a video. You could just jot down some bullet points, right? In a spreadsheet or a document that you can keep for later that you're going to have appropriately labeled, whether it's bucket list ideas or things that I plan to attempt, when I have X amount of time freed up, or when the new year gets here, or once the summer's over, whatever it is, you can name it. You've got the freedom to decide. But it's kind of like a journal or a diary for your ideas. Because when an idea is new, it's rough around the edges. It's kind of ugly, it's not all there yet. It's not fully formed. It's that kind of like that awkward stage of adolescence. You know, your feet are big and your arms are skinny and your voice is squeaky and cracky and you got a bunch of pimples on your face, right? You look a little awkward, but you're definitely developing into a beautiful and amazing person. But you need the right amount of incubation time before you get there. So when you're able to capture the moment by grabbing those ideas and making sure that you're able to preserve everything from the purity of idea all the way down to the power of the emotion that came with it. And that's where I think sometimes people can come up with some of their best creations, is when they're in the moment, when they're feeling it, when the blood's flowing through their veins, or maybe they're super sad or super glad or super mad. These moments can be ones that, if captured, can help you recreate the state that you were in when you originally thought up the thing. And that's where we have the power to really tap into our superhuman strength, so to speak. Because by capturing that moment, you now can preserve that emotion and reuse it. Reuse it for your purposes when the time is right. You don't want to just have something jotted down that was a powerful speech and reread the thing and say, okay, here's my speech. No. If you have it either captured via audio or video, you can speak it with the passion and enthusiasm, kind of like I got my voice right now, so that it's not wasted, right? It's not wasted. You're able to leverage it and use it later on when the time is right. Or it can be just that replay that helps you to reset in your mind what the emotion, what the energy was like when you did it the first time. And then you can go back and say, all right, let me get to that special place again, and then maybe I can recreate this thing, right? So you give yourself a lot of flexibility and options. Maybe you're looking to, maybe you're a songwriter and you've been through a bad breakup, talk about those feelings, capture that moment, write those things down. Try not to let the tears smear the ink on the pages, but if so, oh well, you've captured the moment. And when you go back and revisit it in a more clear-headed state, you can go back to that point and actually revisit those emotions, but do so in a way that's a little more clear. It's a little bit more clear and controlled. And then you'll be more concise at the time of the content creation and delivery when it's time to do it for real. So capturing the moment can be one powerful little life hack to be able to take advantage of a current emotional state or a recent experience that you went through that can drive future creations. And I mean, not just any creation, a great creation. So that's what I wanted to share with everyone, is the ability to capture the moment can be a very powerful process. It can be not just a powerful process, but a profitable endeavor, because you may find that some of your greatest creations come at a time where you are emotionally charged up. And that rawness, that purity, that beauty is something that's hard to replicate. You can fake being mad, you can fake being sad, but in all reality, there's nothing that compete with the authenticity of the emotion at the time that it's been experienced. So just keep that in mind as you go out in the world and you find yourself thinking of things that are important, but you just don't have the time to act on them now. This goes well for creative people. This goes well for goal setters. This goes well for anyone looking to say, hey, my brain is serving me well and producing great things, but I don't have the time luxury at the moment to fully invest into this thing, into this brand new idea. I'll polish it up, shine it up, and nurture it later when is a more appropriate time to place focus on it, right? Maybe it's the proper season or when you really have the proper reason. So if you take that into account when you are having a flood of thoughts run through your mind about life or business or family or friends or intentions of things that you want to do with your health or your free time or your money, you will see very quickly that all you've got to do is capture that moment, because we've got all these devices that capture data in a variety of formats, and it can protect that data in a variety of formats as well. So for those of you out there that have always had that nagging feeling like there's some great idea within you, and you want to be able to further harness your ability to create these great ideas, there's hope for you. You don't have to look at it as just this lost effort, like you're just this scatterbrained individual that's always thinking up something new. No, your brain's telling you something. It has something it's trying to create, and if you'll do it the favor, if you'll do it the courtesy of capturing the moment, you will then be able to go back later and dig into a gold mine of thoughts and ideas that you later see fit to take action on. So it's a way to take action on not having action, and to not have the feelings of, gosh, I had all these things I wanted to do, but I never did anything about them. Sometimes just the act of capturing the moment, capturing the emotion, capturing the idea, capturing the thought can be just the thing that you needed to freeze that in time, that you could revisit later and not get lost in the 50,000 plus thoughts that we have every day. And from day to day, most of the ones we have are just like the ones we have from the previous day. But these thoughts that are unique, thoughts are things, and they can become things, grandiose things. We just have to give them proper incubation time. And with so much coming at us every day in the information space, it is something that you want to take seriously, because you might have the best idea you've ever had get flushed out by a bunch of random nonsensical information that happened to find its way to your face or your ears or your eyes or your devices, right? But if you've carved off a little spot for these other ideas, for these other projects, for these other initiatives that you can one day be able to act on, guess what? There will be a time that comes when you can do something a little bit different and take a proactive step. Or maybe you find someone that has a background in that thing, and they've got time on their hands, and they might be able to assist you in this contribution, in this creation process. And that can be very valuable. So I don't want anyone out there listening to this to think that this is just basically saying you want to keep your phone on record at all times, and every thought that runs through your head you have to capture. No, but you know that feeling when you have this idea. It's like, oh my gosh, that's $1 million idea. I got to capture this. But we don't. If you have that thought, that's the exact thing that you have to do, and capture that moment while it's there, because there'll never be another moment just like that again. And you may remember this moment. It may be that defining moment. By capturing that idea you come back to later, that you realize is what changed your world, changed your life, changed the world of the individuals that you care about around you. So noodle on that a little bit. We'll go ahead and wrap this episode up. I had the opportunity to capture the moment today when I was feeling flush with ideas about things that I want to create, things I want to do, things that I truly believe are high value to the audience that I'm looking to serve. I just got a full plate right now, but that's okay. What I'll do is take a couple of these ideas and bank them. I'll bank these ideas so that I can use them in the future. And as soon as some time frees up on the schedule and the current initiatives are off the plate or have freed up some time, then I know I'll be able to go back to these $1 million ideas and say, now it's time to take this thing and implement it. Now it's the time to take it and turn it on. So hopefully you found some use in that. Be sure to tag a friend if you've got that buddy of yours you always figure scatterbrain and always scheming up a plot or a plan or an idea. Guess what? This is encouragement for those people. So tag a friend, share it, subscribe, and be sure to catch me on the next episode, dropping some more nuggets on you that you can use in your life. And until next time, thanks again. See ya.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.